Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. It's September 22nd, 2023. Yes, I am a clairvoyant, clairaudient, psychic, so everything is for entertainment purposes only. Please remember that. Do your own research. The full disclaimer is down in the box. Also, along with if you want to buy me a coffee, that's great, that's wonderful. Reminder tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. London time, live stream, live broadcast. So if you have your questions ready, yeah, we do. So if you're gonna pop a question in the chat feed, it's like one question per person. If you want to come on and ask your question in person, we'll limit it to 2. Okay, so tomorrow live broadcast with Mystical Fortunes, and she and I have been coming up with all sorts of things that we like to see what the other side is telling us about. And yeah, I've got my Kansas City shirt on today. I will not watch the game this weekend, but because I get teased if you watch the game, the Chiefs tank. So I'll wear my t-shirt today, but I won't be watching the game. So I hope the Bears lose. Yeah. Oh, okay. There's just a lot of things going on. And, well, yeah, I basically grew up hanging around the Middle East. So right now, um, yeah, for the past 8 years or more, really, it's been in the public eye for 8 years now. There's like 2 different tribes in the country of Yemen, and they've been duking it out to see who can take control. Well, it's like the one group, the Houthis, are like flexing their muscle and parading around all their stuff, but they actually had to drag out their wounded warriors to make up numbers. Well, yeah, they've had a talk session in Riyadh because the Saudis are getting sick and tired of having to take care of this entire country because these 2 factions just cannot figure out a way of getting along. What may end up happening is Saudi may just say, hey, if you guys can't get along, we're taking over the country. Because I remember stories about how, okay, I am going to be totally politically incorrect right now, and remember, everything is entertainment only. Back when I was a kid, there was always a joke going around, oh, you could smell a Paki from about a block away, but you could smell a Yemenite from a mile away. I mean, so these Yemenites, I mean, remember, it's the Yemenite family that one of their guys got really tangled up with the Taliban nonsense. Yeah. All through the Middle East, they know you don't trust someone from Yemen or whose family is from Yemen. They're just the nasty of the nastiest. Okay? Now we've got, well, there's still going on some stuff on at the UN. The Z guy decided to pay an official visit to the White House. And okay, now, and he was demanding that we have a joint session of the House of Representatives and the Senate chambers meet together so the Z guy can talk to them. I go, so what in heck did this little stand-up comedian be given the power to order our Congress to do something? Thank goodness they're too busy battling over the budget bill to take the comedian seriously. But yeah, now he's groveling to Jojo. Oh, I need more of this. I need more of that. And I'm like, dude, You've been given more than enough. You're an idiot. Jojo's an idiot. And when you put two idiots together, what do you get? A frickin' mess. And that's what's happening. And Barry can't come out of the woodwork to talk to the Z guy, because then that will blow up the entire pretend Jojo and Cammy show. It'll prove that it's all been nothing but an illusion. So yeah, it's so crazy. And now we've got, yeah, they basically relaxed the dress code for that senator from Pennsylvania that admits that he has brain damage and he has language difficulties processing language. So they dropped the dress code for this stroke victim with brain damage and difficulty with languages. I think that's to make sure that he always walks around in his shorts, sweatshirts, and sneakers like a slob. They did that to make the blue and yellow flag country's comedian look polished. Yeah, that's what it was about. We needed some guy here in the States looking crummier than the Z guy. That's why that would happen. Okay? I mean, it's just so freaking stupid. Yeah, it's like, dude, it's the people that the main dispute is because these certain sections, kind of, I would say states, that because of the split up back in 45, instead of being given to Russia, they were given to the certain area that formed its own country, when it should have been returned to Russia. And that's what's really going on, is those areas want to go back because they're ethnic Russians, and they want to be Russians, not of the blue and yellow flag country. And if you read your history correctly, you will know that the people, that group, were actually more snarky than Adolf's SS division. Okay? You know, the guys with the lightning bolts? Well, the people from what is now the blue and yellow flag country, those people were even more devious and awful. So, yeah, it's not going to get settled until the Jojo and Cammy Poo show is canceled. They're going to keep giving money and stuff to this idiot when we need it at home here. Now, another thing that's going up in arms is that right now, India made it clear to Just No Brain Trudeau that India will no longer be issuing travel, residence, or business visas to any Canadian to go into the country, because Just No Brain Trudeau is he screwed up when that guy got involuntary sent over the Rainbow Bridge. So it's looking really bad for Just No Brain. And he may be, because of this diplomatic upset, I mean, India was the jewel in the crown for the British monarchy, for the United Kingdom, the empire. That was the jewel in the crown. And now Just No Brain in the Commonwealth country of Canada is really trashing out diplomatic, political connections and so forth with India. Like I said before, the more nonsense Just No Brain pulls gives more fuel to the English Parliament and Charles to possibly remove him from office. Yeah, the British Charles is soft monarchy, but if push came to shove, he could kick out just no brain. As for Charles, okay, yeah, he waited forever to be king. Yeah, he's got some good ideas, good intentions. He may be a very good man, but please keep in mind that Charles was born, what, in 1947? So he was coming of age in the middle of the 60s. The 60s were the decade of massive change worldwide. You had like the ecology, it was the start of heavy metal. Hard rock, rock and roll, sex, drugs, rock and roll. It was the start of the mods, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones. You had the Doors. You had all this radical change coming. And the start of like the peace, happy, love movement and everything. So that's back when Charles was actually able to mingle freely with other young adults of his age. He was at uni. So back then, during the 60s, that's when he actually formalized his brain and his attitudes towards stuff. Yeah, he's like Mr. Climate Change, but the climate change ecology movement of the 1960s is radically different from the crap that's being shoved upon us now. So compare 1960s hippie culture, awakenness, to today's. It is completely different. So we really need to, hey, Charles, yeah, you're boasting for climate change and this and that, but what you were going through back in the 60s is nothing like what is truly happening now in today's world. And actually, there's so much nonsense happening in today's world. We've got China is now, Big Red Sea is now manufacturing, has an auto brand called Neo. Well, it's an electric vehicle. Basically, it's a computerized box with wheels. And it's controlled by a cell phone that's also made by the same company. So you run this car via your cell phone, which means the Big Red Sea government can track and listen in on everything you do in your life. Yeah, that's what they're trying. That's what really the guys who work, the auto workers, that's what they're striking about, is because electric vehicles, their main source of manufacturing is the Big Red Sea. These people are on strike to save their jobs. And here Biden, Jojo's a complete moron about it. He keeps pushing electric this, electric that. It's like, no. We need vehicles that run on gasoline, that run on diesel, that don't have a computer in there so the government can't shut down your car in the middle of the rush hour expressway. That's what they want to plan on. But Jojo is oblivious because we know he's no longer there. It's Barry pulling the strings, and now Cammy Poo thinks that because she's VP, that if Jojo is no longer able, she's going to be able to do whatever she darn well pleases. You see, Cammy Poo doesn't like Barry, really. And she's not going to listen to... She's such a feminist. She's not going to listen to a man. And don't expect Michelle, Mikey, because Cammy Poo knows they're a pair of guys who bang each other. Okay? And it's getting ridiculous because Jojo keeps giving the Z guy more and more stuff. And right now, in Bulgaria, the Bulgarian government wants to support the Z guy, but the people of Bulgaria want to stay neutral. So we might see a massive revolt in Bulgaria to end that government, the Bulgarian government's support of Z, where the citizens don't. They may just go in and have their own people's coup, just like what's going on all over Africa. Now one thing I do want to say, hey, take the time, go listen to Sanity for Sweden yesterday and today, because he really gets into and really talks about this stupid MP, Caroline Denage. I mean, she's the chairman of the Cultural Media Sports Committee. She's sending letters out to all the CEOs of social media and telling them, demonetize RB because he's like, yeah, because RB monetized with, like someone said, 1,000,000+ followers, was making money by being monetized on social media. Well, now this self-righteous idiot MP out of England is basically telling all social media platforms, demonetize him. He should not be able to make money while all of this is going for talking against us. And she's calling it the online safety bill. Well, Caroline Dingbat, you're nothing but a woman who wants to censor people who don't follow your left-wing politics. That's the same stuff that what happened in Germany. If you didn't follow the party line and if you talked bad about it, you're thrown in Dachau or one of the other places. So by doing that, she may have just lost her seat in during the next election. No more Caroline Dingbat, MP for the... Okay? Now we've got... I mean, so much is going on with social media. And it's so funny because you've got... Okay, the Big Red Sea was making a lot of Apple products, but they pulled it out of there. And now the Apple products are being manufactured in India. Well, okay, the brand new generation of iPhone, sorry, I don't have to keep up with the Joneses by buying a new cell phone every 6 months. I mean, I admit it. Cheapest one available, that's what I buy. If it gets stolen, I'm like not gonna cry. And plus I do a burner plan, so if I don't pay the bill, someone steals my phone, I can say, hey, I go just buy a new cheap phone, get a new SIM card. Yeah. And I don't have to worry about losing phone numbers because I've got everybody's number written down in a phone book. Yeah, I keep a hard copy of all my phone numbers and everything. And email addresses, which is something everybody should. But yeah, the iPhones that are made in India, okay, when they're brought here to the United States or the other European countries, they're set at one price. But if you want to buy the same iPhone in India, it's like 3 times the cost. And they don't have any shipping fees. Okay, Apple products, what else are you going to try and scam out? And it's like now even Germany has put it out that they are no longer allowing the importation of cell phones manufactured in the Big Red Sea for fear that they may be used by government employees for personal use, and that the Big Red Sea has put spy technology in the cell phones being manufactured there. Who would have thunk it? I mean, the land of Angela Merkel, and van der Leyen, they basically are giving the house away. And now they're saying no more cell phones from the Big Red Sea? Something's going on to override those socialist, communist, social democrat idiots that are in NATO and the EU. And now something that's been hitting the headlines is like, Rupert Murdoch, I mean, media mogul, newspapers, television, yada yada. Well, he has a couple of kids, and he finally has made the decision that Lachlan is going to take over the media empire instead of James. Well, James is a little red idiot. I mean, he is so liberal that he is for censorship. He wants to just promote all left-wing garbage. Whereas Lachlan is more level-headed and says, hey, we have to give equal time to everybody for all opinions. We can't just stick to one narrative. We have to allow people to express their own freedom of speech. And so, yeah, it's going to be Lachlan Murdoch running the show. And which is a good thing. Really is. I mean, everyone, I do scout around for stuff, and now a couple things that are popping up. We know here in the States we've got a really, really nasty problem with the entitled monsters. Entitled, no-neck monsters that go to school. And here in the States, if a kid doesn't like something that a teacher is doing, or if a teacher or school bus driver, member of the administration, or the staff of the school says to a kid, hey, don't run down the hallway, or be quiet, class is on, don't do this, don't do that. If anyone tries to enforce any sort of discipline, entitled no-neck monsters will then go crying to mommy and daddy. The next thing you know, that person is terminated from their position, be it a school bus driver, a janitor, a hall monitor, a lunchroom lady, even up to a superintendent. The parents will put pressure to eliminate the adult, but not to discipline their own child. Well, evidently, this has gotten to such a state in the country of South Korea that the South Korean government has now instituted a new law called Teachers' Rights. And it now protects the teachers from entitled no-neck monsters who are upset because they have to be they're going to be disciplined, or they don't get straight A's when they've done nothing. We need that here in America. Get rid of these left-wing school boards, these left-wing idiot teachers. Start teaching the kids the real history. Get the electronics out of the classrooms. We might have a better future in America if we do that. But, and also, it's now being known that in the UK, they're now trying to get a law passed that stops, basically forbids women from being forced to dress in the abaya style, especially the young girls when they go to school. Now, I've making noise with the local school boards here because, like I've said before, a young girl is hijab, niqab, basically she's in an abaya or basically a burqa sent to school. How many bruises is that? Are those article of clothing hiding in order to protect the girls and the young women from physical abuse? No more abayas. That is what is happening in the UK. It needs to happen here. But currently, I mean, our justice system is so messed up. I mean, our national Attorney General, Merrick Garland, he's ignoring the stuff right, left, 8 ways to center. I mean, he claims to be in charge of the Hunter Biden case, but he's basically throwing the Department of Justice and the FBI with all their evidence under the bus. Yeah, Merrick Garland thinks that the Jojo crime family can do no wrong. I mean, by this happening, and he doesn't realize what's going on. It's right now, it's like our budget. They're trying, who knows if we're going to have a government shutdown, but there's a lot of noise happening. I mean, the Attorney General is such a fool. He thinks, oh, well, the United States can get by. We're supposed to get by on like a budget that's just under $2 trillion. That's a T. But at the same time, Jojo is sending $6 trillion, 3 times the amount of our national budget is being spent on idiotic crap like these stupid wetbacks sending shit to Z Guy, covering his own son's butt. Barry is spending this $6 trillion to stay hidden in the woodwork, stay in the closet. I mean both types of closet. And Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, is just sitting back letting it happen. He's a total do-nothing. And yeah, Attorney General is supposed to be the chief legal thing of the judicial branch of our government. He's basically being a moron. And with judicial stuff coming up, I saw a clip. Okay, we all know that Rachel always has to merchandise everything she's got on her back. I guess there's this website, something something mirror, that literally lists everything she's wearing, where it came from, and this and that. Well, Rachel has been caught wearing knockoffs. Clothing and accessory that are counterfeit. And so one company has finally said, no, you've been caught wearing counterfeit goods, claiming that they are ours, but your Fashion Sense website is directing people to go to this company to buy counterfeits. We've lost X amount of dollars, and now they're going after her to shut down her website that promotes all the counterfeit clothing and accessories. Yeah, that is a good thing. Really good thing. And something that I also found that I'm laughing at. Okay, supposedly, allegedly, the Writers Guild may have made a settlement with the Producers Guild about the contracts and royalties. Well, people forget that there are other English-speaking countries. Go back and rewatch Downton Abbey, the second movie, A New Era. And the joke was that it was kind of a snark takeoff on the movie Singing in the Rain. Well, at the end of it, it was the Lady Grantham, Elizabeth McGovern's character, teaching the actress that played the Cockney actress that had improper speech. She taught her how to speak in an American accent. So she couldn't sound posh, but she could sound like an American. So then she allegedly went to Hollywood. Well, it's kind of a joke because, a lot of British actresses do American accents fairly well. Just take a look at Hugh Laurie and his TV show House. He had to work an accent all the time. Well, now it's been announced that Warner Brothers has decided to expand their studio in the UK. And when they finish this expansion, not only are they going to create over 4,000 permanent jobs just to maintain and run the buildings and do everything, but when they bring in additional productions, they create more work. So basically, because SAG-AFTRA can't read a damn contract or negotiate a contract for themselves, it's always drummed into you. Read before you sign the dotted line, because of all these actors and actresses and agents and managers said, oh, go ahead, sign it, sign it, sign it. They're all now in a tizzy because of AI. Well, yeah, you sold your image, idiot. You became a character. The production company owns that character you created. So while they're having snit fits on strike here in the United States, Warner Brothers has basically has given a double middle finger to SAG-AFTRA, because they're building a new studio, expanding their studios in the UK. Will they be expanding other major production houses rebuild studios in Canada, Australia, and say total goodbye to the American film industry? Yeah, I think that's I think that's what's actually going to be going on, because of stupid actors who are products of our current education system who can't read. They just sold themselves out, and they just trashed their own industry. And I don't think the UK is going to give too many work permits to Americans to act in movies where Brits themselves can do the same job. Yeah. So that's today for you. I hope everybody has a great evening. To those who celebrate, Shabbat Shalom and all the other stuff that's happening. So, and remember, tomorrow, yes, we will be doing the live broadcast. 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. London time. Make sure you have your questions ready when you pop in onto my channel. look for the box with the red rectangle that says live. That's what you want to click. I'll put a reminder up, but you don't want to go to that reminder box. You go to the box that has the red live in it. So everyone have a great Friday night, and I'll be seeing everyone tomorrow. Bye-bye.